Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. So let's get started. Um, so I talked a few days ago regarding the VSR. Yeah, VSR. So basically the upscaling technology from that upscales video on YouTube and I think in all Chromium from 1080p to 4K. And Chromium version 110, if not mistaken, already supports this natively, but it's needed the Nvidia drivers for it to function properly or function at all. And by the end of the month, at least it's what they say, the R50, R530 drivers will then support this, and you being able to activate this. And I think it's through Nvidia panel, if I'm not mistaken. Um, at least it will support starting the 30 and 40 series. We have here the confirmation, and supposedly it's like a thing that you can toggle on and or off. And basically, I think the process is automatically it will determine if your system can handle this or not. So when this launches and there is some more info regarding this, I will let you know. But basically, from this issue, it's what I have for now. In other news, I know there was Nintendo Direct. I usually don't pay attention to Nintendo stuff. Mainly, my main reason is because usually they are not very friendly. If you make videos on YouTube, if you criticize or you're not praising them enough, or even if you do like gameplays and stuff, they usually demonetize or do copy. It's very finicky with them, so that's why I don't even talk with them. But there is a good article here from fextralife that covers a lot of what happened in that Nintendo Direct. I will leave a link in the description of this. I will not talk too much about it, but if you are interested, there is an article that goes through all the Nintendo Direct stuff. We got some more Atomic Heart Q&A stuff. The WCCF Tech has been doing like a consistent coverage of this game with some Q&As and some also some gameplay stuff. And basically, this is the last Q&A before the launch. It's 21, so it's round about 11 days from now. Besides Hogwarts Legacy, this is going to be the biggest launch in February. And they go about it a little bit on PC specs needed for this, ray tracing stuff, bugginess and everything. Supposedly this will have like the shader compilation will be there before the gameplay starts, because so we don't have like, or at least minimize the stuttering. We will see how when it launches, because some previous builds had that issue regarding stabilities and bugginess. But the reason for that is an older build, and they are confident that the launch version will be good enough. Also regarding RT4 consoles, not a question for me. I don't play consoles, so but it is supported on PC. There is a interesting question. The field of view settings, supposedly you cannot tweak with this, but I'm sure some mod will come up with this thing. It supports dual sense controller features. I'm not sure how this works regarding PC, but usually it does. But they say that it will work. I'm never sure how this. I think the DualSense, the new PS5 stuff, it's more well integrated with PC, but I don't know if you have to have connected through settings on Steam. I'm not sure how this works, because I don't have a controller to experiment with. And also the graphic presets that are showing here, it's they emphasize that the minimum FPS that you will achieve with this with these specs. So let's get through this. So it's very comprehensive, which is good. So I will start with the minimum. So 30 FPS, 1080p with the graphic settings low. We have the i5 to 4500 or Ryzen 3 1200 and 8 gigabytes. Here the gigabytes on the system, they tell 12 gigabytes recommended because it's the recommended for the shader compiling. If you use only 8 gigabytes, you're probably going to get a lot of stuttering at the beginning when you load the game, because it's the shaders did not pre-compile before the gameplay starts. So that's why they usually recommend minimum 12 gigabytes. And of course a GTX 960 and an R9 380, and of course the game is huge, 90 gigabytes. And of course they recommend SSD, mainly because I think it's about this shader, because it takes a lot from speed from the SSDs. And then we can go, usually I think people will try to play it like 60 FPS minimum. Again, this is a minimum FPS, because I think usually the average FPS with this, if you follow this guide, should be around above this. They mentioned that this minimum FPS is when we have like a lot of enemies and a lot of stuff happening. This is the minimum they achieve for. But I think people will try to play a lot more. It's between the high and ultra presets here, so 60 FPS, 1080p, high or ultra graphic settings, and usually it's at least a 7700K or a Ryzen 2 2600X, 60 gigabytes of memory, and then between a GTX 1080 or 2070 or equivalent from AMD, which are good. This one are good GPUs here. And of course we have 4K, so ultra, a little bit 8th generation, or Intel, or even 3600 from AMD. And the GPUs 3080 and 6800 XT, it seems that they are good enough to handle 4K 60 FPS. From what I saw from the gameplay videos, I think they can handle pretty well. Here you have that mention that I was doing, like the minimum of FPS. They put an example here with the GTX 1650. The players get a minimum of 60 FPS, while a maximum indicator in most locations will be around 100 FPS. And they don't show the graphics card here, but I think they are achieving for 1080p between low and medium, if not mistaken. This GPU, I think it sits around the middle here, so I think it's a good comprehensive here on the PC requirements here. I think I just hope that it's not a stuttery or buggy mess on this game, but I think this is the first game they are going to launch. I'm not sure. I'm very interested in this one to see how it goes, but yeah. This is it for the latest information regarding Atomic Heart. And I finally got my attention. I think I managed to mention this game in the past few weeks, because I kind of interested me at the time, but now with this gameplay trailer, I really very interested in this game. So basically this is like a roguelike style. And you do basically your runs with the car. So basically the weapon and mainly the weapon per se, and how you go about the world is with a car. It's like a station wagon, like very old, like this. I don't know the model of this kind of cars, but you go throughout what they call the zone, trying to explore anomalies and everything by customizing the car. So every run you should be able to pick up some stuff to upgrade your car and your weapons and your tools, whatever it is. And I suppose also, from what I got, the main hub, you can also upgrade it, and then you go about it and try to explore more the zone and see what the mystery is all about, because it's like kind of a thing with full of anomalies. The trailer is very funny because they have like a guide how you go about it in playing the game to a certain extent, and it seems very interesting how they go about it in the presentation of the game, and I hope this is a good one. I don't think, yeah, it's September 2022, so September. I hope this is a good game. It very caught my eye and interest, and I hope we are going to have a good game here also. Road lights, I like how they go about it, if they are good, if it's not just grinding just for the sake of putting numbers up. I always try to see if it's good. And upcoming games, I talked about this when the first trailer came, if not mistaken, The Alters. This is from 11-bit Studios, the same one on Frostpunk, I think the game it's called. The setting here is very interesting. It's all about clones or duplicates. I don't know how they are using this. If they are cloning, or if you have like a stock of guys that you activate here and there. But it seems pretty interesting how they're going about it. It's intriguing, the trailer itself. So it's a game to keep an eye on. It's on my watch list. And also from 11-bit, there is like this indie game from Star Wars Industries. It's like a first-person explorer thing. Seems very interesting. I think it's on Mars. No, Discover Planet Regis 3, but the scenery seems a little bit like Mars. I'm sorry. And you're a scientist, going to explore to see what happened in a previous mission. I think it's been a while since I saw the trailer, but seems in terms of gameplay, the tools that you use and everything to explore and go about it in the story. You have this kind of robots. They are standing still. I don't know what. Nobody knows what happened. It's like a mystery solving stuff. Seems very interesting to me, and should be around this year, if not mistaken. And lastly, Miasma Chronicles, the same guys that did another game, The Beard Ladies. Let me see if I can find it here. I always forget the names of the games. Yeah, Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden. It's a pretty good game, and I think this is follow through the same kind of mechanics that you go about it. I like the what I saw from Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden. The story was not out of the ordinary. You can kind of start to see what it follows through, but still it's very interesting story, and I hope this one recreates a little bit of what Mutant did. So it's another game to keep an eye out, and it's also on my wish list. Everything I've been talking about here regarding the games, I will leave a link in the description, so if you are interested, after seeing the trailers, you can wish list and follow through. Any updates on these games, of course, I will bring you as soon as I see any of them. And I will wrap up for today with my GoGetFundMe for me to upgrade my PC so I can do better and more content from my private clients, and of course in my free spare time doing the daily videos, doing also some deep dives on scripted content, and of course continue my gameplay series. And with all that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.